Hello, this is Pixie doing another video. How are you doing? I hope you're doing okay, and also Happy New Year. So I've been working on a few different projects. Mainly there's been a music one, and I've got 4 albums. 2 of them have been released, so they are on YouTube, and I've also got a channel that I've been putting things of music I create. I've just been shoving up there. The other one reflects kind of like what's on Spotify, albums and things I put together for the particular sort of official releases. I'd say the other things kind of like tasters, or you can sample what I'm producing. Burp coming out there. Just admire my eyes. So sometimes they say it would look a bit oriental, my eyes. So I used a few different programs. So Suno is quite good. I find that quite effective as a program to use. There are other music ones out there. So obviously, do your research and figure out what's right for you. And then I also use the different music distributors. There's ones that can do films and your own channels and all sorts of things. But I use Ditto. So I did a bit of research. I thought, well, I'll go with that. I pay some money to get some things released, and other things I'll release for free. So I've got another burp coming somewhere. So some of the albums I released, one of the first ones, I spent money and sent it all over the world because I wanted to get myself out there. That's really what it was about, and see where I could sort of other channels I can get myself onto. And it's interesting to listen to yourself as well. So I rechanged one of my channels that I was using. I still do kind of like MGTOW, Men's Health, all these other sorts of things, which pretty much this could go on as well, this video. But it's mainly focused on music, and music maybe in a tool of therapy or a way to engage thinking process. There's too much stuff out there. It's probably a bit too like broken relationship, romances. Guys need to become more vulnerable to be, they need, or scary stuff really, because it kind of like, if someone listens to that song, they might think, well, that's how I do it. If I just bombard her, that's going to get me what I want. Or there might be something in the lyrics, like up your game and all whatever. You should have put a ring on it. Imagine that. Someone just turn up and say, right, I want to marry you because I think that's the way to keep you. And they might be like, what have you been listening to? And it's like, oh, who gave you that weird advice? But then, it's just like they're in the songs. I mean, they might work for certain people who listen to it. And you can say stuff with the music that maybe could be darker as well. So I'm looking at mental health and other aspects, darker themes. And so the channel and the brand I created is called Peace on Terra. Now it's peace, as in having peace, as peace of mind, and on Terra, as in terra firma. So TERRA. That's what I've put. Terror. So it's like a UR. So yeah, that's what I've got. A good little project. Some other things I've also been doing some research. Stuff to do with swallowing. I've had on occasions where I've just sort of like windpipes got blocked and I've been choking. It's not very nice. I've had to sort of figure out a process to dealing with it, because the first time the windpipe gets blocked, you never had that before, and you think, what do I do? Do I fight it? Do I relax? Do I get myself in a recovery position? What do I do? So it depends how the blockage is formed. Like if you swallowed it, went down the wrong way, then you might be throwing yourself forward in some way. So you might be like leaning over something, or you might be on all fours on the ground. You might be just leaning over a table or something, but you're basically trying to get the food away from your breathing apparatus, which is on the back side of you. And when you throw it, things drop down the front more. And a little trapdoor at the back there. I think so. Just trying to think of what I can see of my sort of lungs and so on. So whatever's going on there. So sometimes it's constriction of the throat and different, but there's also behaviour patterns that humans develop, like eating too quickly, drinking too quickly, positions. Maybe you're multitasking, maybe like distracted, and you just take a swig of something quickly. I've had stuff to do with the sinuses that have gone down, and that was nasty. I had one day I got up and I couldn't breathe. I was like, Yeah, if you mimic that, but if you had no choice but to do that, but if you can get a slight breath, that's what you need to. Once you get a little breath in there, then that's like the way in. So you just try to breathe through that little breath. Don't force it because you could be sucking back in whatever's in there. You just have to sort of sense as much as you can of that situation. And some other things I've learned as well, better for my digestion as I'm getting older. Sometimes I get food gets blocked inside me and stuff. Is to chew things up until they're like, I guess, very very mushy mashed potatoes, like So it's very pulp, basically. You want to be chewing something to its pulp, and then you'll find as you sort of squeeze your tongue at the roof of your mouth, you sort of squeeze some of it back to the back of your throat, and then you can swallow it, and then you can at least engage your esophagus so that so that you can prepare itself for swallowing. But once it's liquid mush, though, once you've mushed it down, you swallow it, it's a lot easier on the digestion system. Because I did that with some food, and then the next day I thought, oh, I felt less bloated. That was the thing. It was like I felt a bit flatter. I think, I always feel like I lost weight. What's going on? So that helps. And there's another thing as well about saliva consistency. So because I do care work in the care industry, for some people you put things into their drinks, thickeners, or into their food, so that the has a more like not a bit of a gel texture. So it's a bit more, so you can swallow it. The thing about saliva, it also thickens things up. It's not as thin as water. So if you have a drink and you keep it in your mouth for a bit, your tongue will knock out loads of saliva. I can sense it in your mouth. And then when you prepare yourself and you swallow that, it will be thicker when it's going down there. So it's easy to process. Because if you drunk a litre of something, your body has to use a lot of things to break that down. It's not just water, because we have our foods in our drinks as well. So if you've got Coke, sugars and stuff like that, your body has to do a lot of the work further down that you would normally do with saliva. Because if you're in the wild, you'd be drinking with your hand, and you're only drinking a mouthful, and then you're swishing it around, swallowing it basically. But you would be at least increasing the amount of saliva you add to it. So, and like we say, this is where the digestion starts. You cook, you prepare your food, you break it down, you chew it up so that it's less solid when it's in there, less obstruction, easier flow. You'll get better sleep. You'll find it easier to go to the toilet. You have less issue with wind, because things that get blocked, they have to break down before they can actually get processed. So that's one of the key factors. So I'll probably work on that. Definitely, if it's like a health thing, I might put it into a book or do something with that as well, the information. So that's kind of the thing, as I'm just learning more about the body in order to avoid things in the future. Because like sort of 3 or 4 days ago, I was eating a pork pie, and I just had to, because I was in a bit of a rush, sort of chomping away at this pork pie as a breakfast, sort of a bit of a strange thing to eat for your breakfast. But I sensed it a little bit of a problem, but I went to swallow it. I just got stuck, and and then I find myself trying to cough out a pork pie. I think the worst is to drink a drink and it go the wrong way into your lungs or whatever. It's like being drowned, so you have to cough up. You try to get these gross noises, but that's literally what was going on. I had to try to clear my airways to breathe, because I can't breathe through Coca-Cola or whatever I've had. And also with fizzy drinks, maybe the fizzy part of it's for the mouth, really. I mean, you don't need bubbles inside, it doesn't cause you to burp and stuff. So if you sipped a bit, so maybe that's just the wrong start. And also it's something very acidic, so I might have to sort of add a bit of water to them, or maybe have a cup of water as well because of your teeth. All these sorts of things. And I mean, it might sound strange for a lot of people, but there will be a point in time where you'll have a problem swallowing and stuff, because it's just part of the aging process, a bit like I wear glasses because my eyesight's changed over time. I can do exercise to strengthen some of it, but some of it's they just get used to certain things. So that's that. I just try to think of anything else. So yes, I covered the music bit, was interesting. Some health stuff. There might have been some other stuff, but yeah, just the nature of us as a human organism, and our process of swallowing and processing things. I think it's also important. And also, if you've got colds and stuff, sometimes you might have to sleep on your side or your front, because that stuff can also block. It's horrible. You get mucus or get stuff that's too thick there. And they say, or things like humidity is a factor as well, because you've got first the build up, it's dried up indoors and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, take care. This is Pixie signing off, and have a lovely day. Bye bye.